This action comedy revolves around the Filipino American community and a familiar Pinoy dish. Lumpia with a Vengeance premiered at the San Diego Comic-Con and has come out in more U.S. theaters in celebration of Filipino American History Month this October. Let's find out more from director Patricio Ginelsa, joining us now from inside an aircraft in Los Angeles, and is now on his way to Hawaii. Direk, thank you so much for joining us.
Kamusta po? Thank you for having me.
You're about to take off, so we got to get this interview done and dusted before you leave Los Angeles.
Dramatic fashion.
So Lumpia with a Vengeance
About to die.
is a sequel of the 2003 film Lumpia, which is also directed by yourself. Why the sequel only after 19 years?
Because 9 years ago, our supporters crowdfunded the film. So they liked the film and they wanted to see a comic book film, a wacky film about a superhero that fights crime using Lumpia. And the reason why it took 9 years is because we never had the funding. So I'm always appreciative to our supporters. And now we're self-distributing the movie ourselves in theaters, in 26 theaters this weekend in the United States. So that's the power of the community, the spirit of Bayanihan. It's amazing.
That's true. True to the Filipino Bayanihan spirit, this movie was produced out of crowdfunding. So give us some background on the story of Lumpia with a Vengeance.
Well, we have superheroes that dress up like a bat and use spiders, right? But why can't a superhero use his favorite food as his favorite symbol? And so we just took that wacky concept. But the story, the themes themselves about crab mentality, it's about bullying. I think that's why this movie is very important now in this age where there's a lot of anti-Asian violence in the United States. It's about standing up to the bullying. And this movie, in its weird, wacky way, is about that.
It is indeed. Crab mentality, bullying, Asian hate. I mean, that has really been an issue front and center these days in the United States. And we have to make a stand on it. Direk.
No, I agree. And I think the audience has responded to Comic-Con, not just the Filipino American community, but just fans in general of comic books. You don't have to be a Filipino to love this film. Just like you don't have to be a Filipino to enjoy Lumpia, right? So this is a fun movie, it's a fun food, and I hope we can get it out there in the Philippines soon. The only reason why we're doing the theaters ourselves is because we want wider distribution. We want to prove that our film has an audience. So that's why my full-time job, that's why I'm traveling to Hawaii right now. We're releasing it there in Honolulu this weekend, as well as everywhere in the United States.
And
to prove that we matter.
And indeed, the lumpia is a very relatable dish and food for many Filipinos. So after maybe your trip to Hawaii, you should come over here to the Philippines and start distributing this film.
And that's the plan. I'm hoping that there's a demand for it, and I'm hoping we find a distributor that is willing to take a chance with us, just like our supporters are. And look, my dream is to show premiere in the Philippines, in my homeland, and it'd be nice to, be there with my cousins and my family. Shout out to Cebu City, I definitely want, it'll be a dream to come true if I'm able to premiere the movie there.
And this is such an unusual and unlikely weapon, the lumpia. Has it now become a popular food among Filipino Americans and non-Filipino Americans, with the lumpia being used as a weapon?
I see all the thing online of people trying to throw the lumpia. And I say, don't waste your lumpia. You don't waste your lumpia. You have to eat it, And so it's amazing when you see non-Filipinos enjoying the movie and then want to know where they can find the best lumpia in their town. So that's the amazing thing, that we're able to share our culture through a movie.
And you mentioned about culture. You mentioned about heritage. It's wonderful that Filipino culture and heritage is now being spread. It's now being shown in the silver screens in the United States. It's not only lumpia. It's not only lumpia with a vengeance. You just had recently Jokoy's Easter Sunday. So Filipino culture and heritage is now on the big screen, Direk.
Yeah, and it's amazing because both our films take place in Daly City, which is my hometown. So, shooting there in my hometown and being able to share what life is as a Filipino American, it's amazing. And Joko is opening a door for us, And I'm hoping to keep that door open. So it's like a movement, you know. So shout out to all the other filmmakers who have paved the way for folks like me.
And what was it like working with the Filipino and Asian American cast and their experiences with the film?
It was a grand experience because you're working with my original friends I worked in movies with, then with Mark Munoz, also our lead actor, the UFC fighter, right? And then with Katrina Demaranan, who was the Miss Universe Philippines Tourism last year. And then you mix that with Danny Trejo, you know, Hollywood legend. You never know if that experiment's going to work. And luckily, just like Lumpia, we were able to wrap all those ingredients together into a really fun movie. And I think that's what I'm most proud of, is that we were able to do this with the community support team. And now people are going to be seeing this now all over the world, all over the country.
And Direct, you mentioned about Danny Trejo. I mean, this guy is one very popular actor, especially from the Machete films. He's part of your cast. How did he become part of the project?
You never know who's going to say yes. You know, there's a lot of rejections and no's in this industry, but you never know who's going to read your script and love it. And Danny Trejo was an example.
For phone soon.
Oh yeah, that's right. One last question before you take off. Will there be a third installment after Lumpia with a Vengeance to complete the trilogy? Okay. So hopefully, let's keep our fingers crossed that the movie Lumpia with a Vengeance will be distributed here in the Philippines. Have a safe flight to Hawaii. Patricio Ginelsa, he is the director of Lumpia with a Vengeance. All right, he's currently inside an aircraft about to take off from Los Angeles to Hawaii. Good luck to the film.